Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Instant observations: Heat defeat Pistons as backcourt shines. The Miami Heat defeated the Detroit Pistons 106-98 on Monday night. Jimmy Butler led the way with 23 points, and the Heat outscored the Pistons 28-19 in the fourth to secure the win. Here is what I saw that stood out on the court. The Tyler Herro and Terry Rozier backcourt experiment was one of the biggest questions going into the season for the Heat. Well, those questions were answered. Herro and Rozier have been stellar in the backcourt. Against Detroit, Herro and Rozier combined for 39 points, 9 assists, and 9 rebounds despite some shooting struggles in the third quarter. The two guards stepped up, scoring at all three levels and making clutch shots when the Heat needed them most. It is quite nice when you have more than one guard who can create off the dribble and score at all three levels. Duncan has not shot the ball well to start the season. He is currently 4 of 17 from downtown through 3 games, including 2 of 7 in the contest against Detroit. Robinson is out on the floor to do one thing and one thing only. If Duncan cannot get his three-point shot going, it's hard to call him a reliable asset on the court. Hopefully, Duncan can get that stroke back soon, as his shooting could be crucial in key moments this season. The defense was the real highlight against Detroit. In today's NBA, holding teams to under 100 points is not an easy task, yet the Heat held the Pistons to their lowest scoring game of the season so far. Haywood Highsmith made his mark after not seeing any playing time against the Hornets on Saturday, getting 2 steals and having a game-high +17 in plus-minus. Bam Adebayo's defense was on full display with 3 steals and 3 blocks, while Jimmy Butler chipped in with 5 steals. The Heat generated 15 steals as a team. What makes the Heat a constant threat, even when the offense isn't clicking on all cylinders, is their ability to lean on defense and stay competitive on any given night. Heat vs. Pistons takeaways: Miami's defense overwhelms Detroit in close win. Here's a look at 4 major takeaways from the matchup. 1. Miami's defense overwhelmed Detroit in the close win. The Heat took care of the ball and made the Pistons pay for their carelessness. Led by the steals of Jimmy Butler, 4, Bam Adebayo, 3, and Jamie Jaquez Jr., 3, the Pistons finished with 16 turnovers to the Heat's 9. While the Heat have always thrived on defense, going a step further to find their identity in it could lead to increased success. 2. The backcourt is not afraid to be aggressive on offense. NBA fans knew Tyler Herro is not afraid to shoot the ball, but now his backcourt partner, Terry Rozier, is adapting a similar philosophy. Herro, 20, and Rozier, 16, attempted the most shots on the team, shooting a combined 14 of 36. Despite the mediocre efficiency, someone needs to put up shots. Herro recorded 19 points, while Rozier tallied 20. 3. Jaquez had his best performance of the young season. Sophomore slump is a phrase Jaquez is hoping to avoid. His second game of the year pointed in a negative direction, but he bounced back on Monday. The 23-year-old scored 12 points on 50% shooting to go along with 9 rebounds and 3 steals. 4. Adebayo may not need to take a scoring leap. The third game of the year is third with less than 15 points for Adebayo, yet the Heat have 2 wins. Many were hoping to see the All-Star take a leap on the offensive end following a successful Olympic campaign from the arc. However, it appears there's no need for Adebayo to evolve into a 25-point-per-game scorer. Rockets named as team to watch if Heat trade Jimmy Butler. The Houston Rockets have been a heavy name mentioned in the NBA trade market since last season, and now it appears that they're interested in Miami Heat star Jimmy Butler if his services were to become available via trade. Per NBA insider Mark Stein, the Rockets could be a buyer in the trade market even after they inked huge extensions for young standouts Jalen Green and Alperen Sengun. The Rockets are also increasingly mentioned by monitoring rivals as a team to watch should Miami ever reach a point that it chooses to explore its trade options with Jimmy Butler, who grew up some 30 miles away from Houston in Tomball, Texas, Stein wrote in his latest newsletter. This isn't the first time that Butler's name has been linked to the Rockets. The Rockets almost pulled off a trade for the six-time NBA All-Star in 2018. At the time, the Rockets looked to build a roster that could contend with the Steph Curry and Kevin Durant-led Golden State Warriors, who were already the winners of 2 back-to-back NBA championships. Meanwhile, Butler wanted out of the Minnesota Timberwolves, and the team was gauging trade interest from around the league. The Rockets at that time were rather aggressive in their attempt to get Butler, even offering 4 first-round picks per former ESPN NBA insider Adrian Wojnarowski. But the trade ultimately fell apart, and Butler ended up with the Philadelphia 76ers. It's unclear if the Rockets will get the chance to secure the talents of Butler, but it's clear that they want to cement themselves as contenders in the Western Conference. A splash trade for a star coupled with their roster of talented young NBA standouts could give them enough to secure a top 6 seed in the Western Conference. This summer, the Rockets gave huge indications that they wanted to trade for Kevin Durant. In an ex-post, Wojnarowski detailed the Rockets' strategic acquisition of Phoenix's picks, which they gave up when they acquired Durant from the Suns in 2023. They see those picks as the key to possibly landing Durant. The implications of the Rockets landing the Suns' picks? Houston wants to trade for Kevin Durant, and that becomes far easier if they can return the Suns' picks that they gave up in the Durant deal to the Nets. Suns have said they're keeping Durant for now, but that could change next season. But now, Houston has the picks to make the Suns whole again, Woj tweeted in June. Recently, Durant declined the opportunity to sign a 1-year, $59.5 million extension before the NBA's contract extension deadline last Monday prior to the tip-off of the NBA regular season. But, all indications are that he is looking to ink a 2-year, $123.8 million extension, netting him an extra $64.3 million. But, recent comments by Durant and Suns governor Matt Ishbia indicate that the plan is for the future Hall of Famer to stay with the team long-term per September, reporting by Dwayne Rankin of the Arizona Republic. "I got 2 years left on my contract. I'm focused on being the best I can every day in the moment. We'll figure out that stuff when it's time," Durant said. Later, Ishbia added, "Everyone talks about Kevin loves it here, we love Kevin Durant. We talk to him and his agent, Rich Kleiman, all the time. We don't really go through contract extensions publicly, but I'll tell you this. Kevin loves it. We love Kevin. We plan on Kevin being here. Nothing is changing with that." Durant currently has 2 years and about $106 million remaining on his contract before his extension. Durant's willingness to stay with Phoenix could significantly dampen the Rockets' plans to acquire him via trade. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Jimmy Butler? Leave your opinion in the comments.